Good morning folks, it's Des Cattys. I'm out in the shed. As you can see, it's a very damp, wet, dank, horrible day out there. So I thought I'd come in the shed and do a little bit of crafting. So stay tuned. So some time ago, I had a pair of old British Army gaiters, the Army gaiters, and they're not very good. I don't like them. I don't like the style of them or anything. So rather than throw them away, couldn't sell them. So what I thought I'd do was I'd make myself something from them. So the first thing I made, which I did a video on, was some time back. I made a little tool roll. Now, I completely made this hand sewn. There are some expert people out there that do videos on making products using sewing machines and stuff like that, which is brilliant. But for me, unfortunately, I haven't got a sewing machine. When I think about it, buying a sewing machine, do I really want one? It'd probably take me forever and a day to learn how to use it. And then if I want anything modified on a jacket or something like that, I'll take it up to the lady up the village who I go and see to do my stuff. But for anything like this, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, I'm not selling it to anyone. It's mine, and it is just something that goes in my kit. And then that just rolls away nicely, like so. A kablam! There we go. That's sweet. That's something that I can just stick in my kit and take out with me. It's a little bit more compact than the big bag of knives and everything that I had before. Just it was a little bit more cumbersome and took up a bit of space, so I made something a bit smaller. So with that in mind, what I'm going to do today is I want to make something for some of my, this is the last bit of gaiter that I've got. So what I want to do is I want to knock up something literally for some leather tools. So I've got some punches here and some other pieces for rounding off the edges and stuff like that. That's obviously for the project. And literally all I've done so far is I've just, you know, put the piece of material in the middle. I've just sewn it up there, and then what I'm going to do is then obviously, you know, sort of sew it into sections to obviously allow for all these wooden bits and stuff to sit in there. What I may do though is in progress when I'm making it, is what I may do, because these are, they're obviously sharp because they're hole punches, because they're leather punches. What I may do in time is just maybe just cut a little section off there, up there, so I can see each little punch when it's in there. And then obviously I've got everything separate. I've got the quick release buckle, I've got some straps in here, bit of material to use on the other end, okay, and then bloody so we'll see how we get on. So for this project, all I need really is just some, I actually bought this some time ago. This is just like, this is kind of like my go-to cotton. I don't know what it is, it's just something that you can use with leather and stuff like that. So I use this kind of this thread. I love it using it, but obviously with using thicker thread you need a thicker needle, which sometimes I have sticking out of there. Oh, I might have one there. Yeah, so there one. So you want like a needle that's obviously, that's, you know, stands to reason. You want something that's going to accommodate a thicker bit of cotton. All right. And as I say, you know, you can make this out of, you know, out of leather. I've got pieces of leather and all the rest of it, but I just wanted to use up a piece of this last piece of gaiter that I've got. My stitching wise, I mean, as you can see there, that, you know, there's nothing expert. It literally is just a matter of sewing it through, going up the sides there. And then, as I say, in time, what I'm going to do, obviously, sort of during parts of this video, I'm going to sew up the sections to accommodate the wooden bits that are there. Nothing, you know, it's not even straight. It really is just for me. All right. So let's see how we get on. Right, so first of all then I'm going to have that in there like so. So obviously I'm going to now sew up a section there that's going to accommodate, I think I've got a cat pattering on the roof of the shed right now. So I'm going to have that sort of section there. That's going to accommodate the first wooden tool. I mean, obviously, if you've got a sewing machine, you're going to be able to just, you know, mark it out and you've done it. But obviously, I'm doing it by hand, so I've threaded my needle. Apparently, there is a bit of a formula how you can work out how much thread you need. But for me personally, I just cut out a longer length, and then I'll work it out you know, we'll you know, I've got enough there just to get me going. So then what I'm going to do now is I'm just literally gonna, I'll probably get like a pencil or a pen and just mark out sort of like where I want it to go. So that first one can go something like there. Oh, it's already fraying. What I might have to do is obviously run a lighter over it just to stop the fraying. Maybe I could put like a black, what was it, a blanket stitch I think they call it, where you can put it along the hem there. So anyway, and then so let's just put that back in there. I'll mark it up there instead. Put that back inside. I just want them to fit in there snugly, nothing special. Right, let's get me first stitch in, eh? Take that out. I mean, good thing about this material, you know, this sort of material, it's quite forgiving. You know, the needles are sharp, so it will go through there quite, you know, sensibly. You ain't gonna wreck my fingers. So I'm going to put a few stitches in there just at that top hem there, so it doesn't sort of tear out. I'll do it all by the Mark 1 eyeball. As I say, you can mark it down and all the rest of it, but as I say, I'm just literally going down as is, straight, you know, as straight as I can go with the Mark 1 eyeball. Sometimes though, if I'm doing sort of like a project where I'm doing a bit more sewing than normal, I do sometimes think, oh, maybe I should get a sewing machine and all the rest of it, and then that goes away. And I kind of get pleasure out of doing it like this, because I'm sure there's other people out there like me that feel exactly the same when it comes to you know, making up their own products. But you know, at the end of the day, it is what it is. You do what you feels best for you, you know. So anyway, I'll carry on down there. We're nearly down at the bottom already. Oh, and as you can see there, just by using my Mark 1 eyeball, I reckon that ain't too sad. It just fits that bit of toolage in there quite snug, doesn't it? What I will do as well, I'm going to run it up back through the thread holes that are there already, just to give it a little bit more strength. Not that I'm going to be smashing it about or anything anyway, you know, you kind of get the picture, folks, with this. And then I'm going to go up there again, just pass the thread back through where the other stitch come through the other side previously, turn it over, same again there. But I'll bet you've gone to sleep now, most here, aren't you? If you ain't flicked off and gone somewhere else. So then what I did, I went all the way up there, and then literally I've just come down on itself, just to give it a little bit more so it doesn't sort of fray out. Snip that at the end. And then, kablam, that's the first one done. So, I wonder if that'll go in there as well. Yeah, it will, no worries. What obviously I will do though is put it in that way, just because it doesn't come out through the bottom there. So now I need to work out the second one, which again ain't, you know, it ain't rocket science. I'm literally going to go sort, you know, sort of about there. And we'll start the process again. What I did do, I did make a mistake. I marked it there and then went to slot it in, and neither of them would fit in. So obviously what I've done now, just to compensate it for this thicker one, I've just gone a bit obviously wider with it. But no worries, I literally just you know, cut the stitching out and start again. As I say, I'm no expert at this. As you can see, as I'm demonstrating, actually that's not quite straight. A bit more. So now, before I put any more stitches in it, just let me make sure that that fits in there, sweet. Yes, that's better. And then with that one next to it, oof, look at that. Oh, you know, don't have your saliva in. Well, my guesstimation on thread length wasn't too bad, because I've literally obviously done that bit, I've run it down that side, and I've now just come back up, so I'm getting away with not having a lot of wastage on cotton. Not that it bothers me too much, but just running it back down again, just so that I can finish off that cotton really. Take the needle off, and then kablam. So now that's number 2 done. Oh, gonna have it the other way, didn't we? I could reinforce that actually, put a little bit more stitching down the bottom. So there we go, folks. Right, now what I might do, because on that tool roll in the other one I've got my awl, the awl is in here, and really the awl I should really be using that more with leather work and stuff like that. So what I might do is, I have some cork, so what I might do is, obviously because that's a very sharp object, what I think I might do is fashion it so that the cork sits in the bottom, and then I can push the awl into that, and then it obviously ain't gonna sort of come out and stab me in the fingers and go through my pouch and everything else. It's long enough for it to go in there. Actually, is that a better one? That seems a better one, doesn't it, than that one? That seems to be a bit broken on the end, so let's swap over. We'll use that one. So we'll push it into the cork, so it's not going to come out through the bottom. 19 crimes, look at that one. Nice drop of wine, that. Anyway, and then we can go on to doing that one, and then I can maybe cut a section out for the punches and whatever else I'm going to put in there. So we'll see, eh? It's quite important really, you know, when you're having a go at making stuff like this. I hope I'm not teaching people to suck eggs, but literally I put my first stitch in thinking it was fine, and then when I put the awl in, obviously it didn't sort of accommodate it. It was well too tight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the awl in now, and then just give it a bit of space for the material to take up when obviously the awl is in there, which that appears to be better. Just stick that back through there. Bosh. Right, so there's the third section done now then. So we've obviously got that one for there. I might have to burn that across there to stop it fraying, or I could put a blanket stitch in it if I decide to later on. And then we've now got the awl in there as well, so that's lovely jubbly, that's nice and snug in there. Right, so now I've got to sort out where I'm going to put, whereabouts these are going to go. Now yeah, I could leave it long and just hide each item in there like so, or what I might do is maybe cut a section out. Oh, I don't know, what do I do? That's where the countdown music comes in, and I've got 30 seconds or whatever to make a decision. Right, so this is what I'm going to do. Okay, alright, so I'm going to cut a section out here, and they all measure, the bevel that's there, they all measure the same. So when I put them, so when obviously I sew them into the pouch, they're going to all be at the same kind of height. So, and then what I can do is obviously, you know, section it off, and then I think what I might do as well, and that's just, I've just had a brain fart, I might even sew that section there and just leave that as a bit of space, maybe some other toolage, maybe a pencil, whatever. No, I'm not. No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to now work from that way. So I'm now going to work from this way, and then whatever space is left will be for whatever. That was hard work. I think I should have had adult supervision. I just put an awl in my finger, so I'm literally just taking the stitching out of here. And also make sure you get adult supervision, especially for someone like me. God, that bloody hurt, I must admit, when that went in. And now I've got scissors. Oh my God. Now does my theory work? I'm going to have to obviously stitch that up there again. Yeah, sweet. Not bad at all. Obviously when you are using cutting tools, make sure you've got plasters and stuff like that around. In this case I'm just going to use a bit of insulating tape because I don't want to get blood on everything. Stands to reason, doesn't it? Right, so that's 2 done so far. So I've got 1 punch there, the other one there. I've actually gone off a little bit of an angle just to sort of hold it snug, really. And the next one can go there. You see the picture, and then the last bit can obviously be for whatever. So let's carry on sewing. Right. So let's have a look then. So I've obviously now I've sewed up all the pockets and put all the pieces in. That obviously can go up that way, unless I decide to stitch the bottom up with a little bit more reinforcement thread. The awl, obviously, because that ain't going to then come out the bottom, I've then got the bigger punch there, and it goes down to whatever that is, 6 to 4 to 2. And then down to 1, and I've got a little bit of space there to use for whatever. So now what I'm going to do is I need to work out, you know, do I fold it over the top there or yada yada. I'm probably not going to. I'm just going to leave it as is. I'm not going to make it any more harder than it needs to be. So I'm now just going to give it I'm going to roll it up and then work out where my buckle and strap is going to go. So this is what I commandeered off an old day sack, which I use for work. So say it was something like there. Oh, so that's pretty cool. So at least I haven't got to muck around with putting loads and loads of, you know, with the thread and that there. So let's take that on the outside again. So if that was going to go there, or not that way, actually it would go that way. And obviously I've got a piece of strapping inside my box, which will then go on the other side. Or, yeah, that'd be fine, wouldn't it? So okay, let's get stitched again. So now it's a bit frayed there, so I'm just melting that strapping down. To have a quickly show you what I did was I rolled it up and then work out where the buckle's going to go, and I've literally marked it with a little line that way, showing me that the buckle is obviously going to go that way, just for my own sort of personal reference. And then now I can sew it up. Right, so what I'm going to do now then, the buckle's on there like so, and then from there I'm just going to sew it onto the end, and then that can go through there. What I could do, which I might do off camera, is literally just put a little bit of a hem there so the buckle doesn't run out. I'm not going to have nothing else in there, folks. So really that's it. That's sort of all I'm going to do for this. This is going to be my leather punch roll. I might, as I say, in time, you know, sort out the fraying. I might blanket stitch it across there, but that will just drag the video out and out and out and out, and I don't really want to do that. And I must say, I'll give anyone well, I won't, not physically, but you can have a medal for if you've actually sat through me injuring myself. I actually punctured my needle through my finger, so as well you must make sure that you get adult supervision if you are going to you know, take on a sewing project like this. You know, but joking aside, it's a nice little project, you know, something like this, you know, you can make whatever, you know, you decide. Right folks, so there it is. That's just a project that I've used, obviously just a needle and cotton. I've not used a sewing machine. If you have got access to a sewing machine, then obviously brilliant, you know, you can obviously do a tidier job, and obviously you might be someone that's a little bit more conversant, but for me that's just for a little toolkit, tool roll to go with my other tools, and tidy, and I've upcycled some material rather than chuck it away. Alright, so thanks for watching. If you have actually made anything yourself, then obviously let us know, you know, share it with the community if you wish, and so there it is, right folks. So I'll see you on the next video. Take care.